My father's paintings were stolen. The Picasso was appraised at $20 million.
Well, that hardly seems worth stealing.
You're not a detective.
But I was an investigative reporter. It's an occupation that's been cheapened by the digital age, like president.
I am so excited to chat with you. I loved getting to see the film. I thought that it was such a fun and funny kind of look into Fletch. Now, John, I know that you're a big fan and had read the entire series. What was it about Confess Fletch that made you identify that one as the one to kind of adapt here?
First of all, it hadn't been told. We didn't want to make a remake of the first film. We wanted to kind of continue it on, I guess the way you would say it in today's parlance is in the universe of this character. And in the story, in the book, Fletch has been retired for some time, and he kind of comes back in this capacity to get to the bottom of not only this significant art theft, but also the attendant murder. So there's a lot on his plate, but he has been out of the game for a while. And we thought that worked in kind of the real world to reintroduce people to this character. And it was very sort of a natural fit. And so the following books tend to place Fletch in more exotic locales. We thought this could be a nice way back in. So it just worked nicely, and we came up with a script that we really liked, and we were able to get her done.
Greg, talk to me about that. It's, in modern times. I thought you did such a great job of assembling the cast and having a tone to it that was, just peculiar enough, but there was still a lot of familiarity in it.
Well, one of the things I took from the book is that there's a sense that Fletch really likes oddballs. He likes authentic people. And people who are phonies, he usually screws with. So, we talked about he never punches down. He's not going to pick on or make a fool of somebody who doesn't deserve it. But, he gravitates towards these. I think he likes life and he likes people. And I think he also wants to see the right thing done. He just has no patience for the police or the justice system or any of those things. So he does it his own way. He cuts corners and sneaks around and maybe breaks a couple of little laws here and there to get to the truth. So, we wanted the tone to be more like a comedy of manners, very dialogue driven, less slapstick, a bit like a throwback to an old Hollywood movie in some ways, but one that felt like it's taking place now. So a lot of the jokes in the book or references in the original book are very 1970s. So I looked for equivalents in today's world of influencers and, white privilege and things that we're all talking about.
The things that I loved about Fletch, John, that I thought that you played so well is that he has this incredible foresight into kind of what he thinks could happen and is able to explain it. And while he doesn't have the patience with the police or others, I feel like he's patient in letting the story unravel.
I think to what Greg was saying too, that Fletch very much appreciates being an active participant in life. And I think, so that's part of what you're saying, is letting life kind of come to him and reacting as it happens in real time, not jumping to necessarily any conclusions, and sort of making conclusions as he goes along that may or may not be right, and often aren't. And then if they're not, it's time to reestablish and revisit and reconfigure and come up with some other conclusion. But he knows that he's got a job to do and something to figure out, and there's a lot of twists and turns along the way, and he's gonna let those happen in real time. And I think that's a very fun journey for an audience to go along with.
Absolutely. Well, you guys, thank you so much for taking the time. Can't wait for audiences to see it. And I can't wait to see Fletch in those exotic locales we're talking about later on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Thank you, Kelly. Have a good one.
Absolutely. Well, you guys, thank you so much for taking the time. Can't wait for audiences to see it. And I can't wait to see Fletch in those exotic locales we're talking about later on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.